Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of Intuitive Angling, and thanks a lot for coming by the channel, checking out today's video. And guys, today we're going to do a follow-up on the video I did yesterday talking about the Bassmaster Elite Series on Toledo Bend, about how everybody's just disgusted that our sport has been morphed into some electronic virtual reality video game fishing. And the only thing Bassmasters is anymore is a split screen, 4 different anglers on there, looking at their backs, looking at their back of their heads, with them holding a spinning rod, looking down at a video game screen. That's what pro fishing is anymore, thanks to Bassmaster not having the foresight to do the right thing and get rid of that. So what I want to do here is I'm going to read through a few of these comments. Now there's over 600 comments, and probably 98% of them are anti-forward-facing sonar. A bunch of people just made casual comments, but there's some that I'm going to scroll through here and read that are pretty interesting. So you have to be patient with me going through this big scrolling thing here with 600 comments on it. Also, guys, just a quick thank you to everybody out there that has been helping support the channel here by using my Tackle Warehouse links in the description, my Solar Bat links, and subscribe to the channel. By doing that, guys, you guys are really helping the channel out, so very much appreciative on that. Okay, guys, I'm going to read you a few of these on here. Like I said, it would take me an hour to read through all these, but I'm just to hit a few of them. Okay, so number one, he goes, I started to watch Bassmasters this morning and saw everybody was using forward-facing sonar, so I turned it off immediately. Keep fighting the good fight, Randy. I agree 100%. Next one, I recorded the tournament, the Bassmaster tournament, on my DVR and started to watch it, the one you're talking about, but immediately stopped and deleted the recording. He goes, I refuse to watch forward-facing sonar. He goes, I also canceled my subscription to Bassmaster and Bass Times. I hear this a lot, guys. If you cannot believe how many people have canceled their subscription to Bassmaster over forward-facing sonar. So Bassmaster, you need to listen to that, because it's hurt. You're just hurting yourself on this. He goes, I would love to know what Ray Scott would have thought about this. He would have done the right thing. Keep up the good fight, Randy. He goes, Randy, you above almost anyone else who watches your channel knows that no Elite Series pro is going to badmouth forward-facing sonar because they're scared to do so. It's like watching paint, Randy. It's like watching paint dry. Randy, you're correct in your assessment. There's no skill in dropping a line from the front end of a boat and catching a bass. There's no professionalism using forward-facing sonar. This is why I support your channel. Randy, agree with everything you said. Keep leading the charge. Let's see. The hunting side of Fish and Game got in front of this technology quickly. You can't use drones to hunt or scout in Alaska, and you can't hunt the same day you fly. Why'd they get ahead of it so quickly? Because hunting is always managed efficiency. Because it's going to damage the resource and it gets managed. Forward-facing sonar is an underwater drone. It's hurting the same day you fly. Fishing needs to catch up. 100% agree, Randy. Let's put real fishing back on TV. This forward-facing sonar takes out real fishing. You're not off that rocker. I agree with you completely. I tried to watch the tournament at Toledo Bend yesterday, and I had to turn it off because it was so sickening and boring, and everybody was just sitting there staring down at their electronics, casting for fish on a scope. I've been on the sidelines with this issue, but now I have fully decided that they need to ban live scope. Let's have all those guys you never heard of before in the top 10 put away their electronics and see how really good they are. Captain the high seal. I'm gonna go start up to the fronts here. I'm in. Let them use it in practice so they can sell hummingbirds, but ban it in the tournament. I'm in my 30s and I can't watch forward-facing sonar. It's not an age thing. It's unwatchable. Today's Bassmaster tournament trail is like watching an ice fishing tournament. Just awesome. My grass grew 1/32 of an inch today, and that was more interesting than watching the Bassmasters television show. I got into a discussion with pro fisherman Jesse Wiggins regarding forward-facing sonar and how it ruins the tradition of the sport and the purity. I asked very specific questions and made some good points, but he didn't answer any of my questions and he deleted our conversation. The pros can't handle the truth and are deathly afraid of getting caught in a moment of honesty regarding forward-facing sonar. I totally agree with that there. You're 100% right, Randy. Perfectly said. I get that a lot. Your fights definitely gain momentum, and there seems to be more and more pro anglers having the courage to talk about and reiterate what you're talking about. I heard a rookie on the Elite Series today say that he could not compete in tournament fishing without forward-facing sonar. Absolutely amazing that Bassmaster is letting this crap happen. What's even more of a joke is that there are zero elite anglers that have the balls to take a stand against it. It's interesting to see how all the OG sticks are getting their butts kicked without the courage to say anything. Death by 1,000 cuts. Again, Randy, I'm 100% behind you. I fish tournaments, but I'd never use forward-facing sonar and never will. These young guys in the top 10 at Toledo Bend, you would never heard of them without forward-facing sonar. I watched a little bit this morning of the Bassmaster television show with Chris Johnson, who's in the top 10, using forward-facing sonar, and he basically said it was like watching paint dry, and it really doesn't take, and it takes the anticipation out of getting a bite. When he was saying that, Bassmaster immediately cut him off and went to commercial. Let's see. Randy's 100% on the head. Blah, blah, it's okay. It just goes on like that, guys. I could sit here and read this forever, but you get the point of the matter is, don't ever, here's one thing I want to realize here. One of the things you have to realize about this forward-facing sonar crap that we have out there is that it is a vocal minority of people that support this. The majority of bass anglers in this country, the vast majority of it, even the majority of the pros when they had the survey with bass, do not want this. The majority of the people, this is a democratic society. We usually go by what the majority of the people want. This is not so with Bassmaster and with forward-facing sonar. We get this stuff force-fed down us, and as a result, it has completely changed the sport of pro fishing. And like I said again, I am really disappointed in some of my peers out there, some of the guys that have been bass fishing as long as I have competitively with Bassmaster, that they are just complicit in this entire thing, and they don't have the courage to say it publicly. Now, they'll say it behind their back. They'll sit there and they're as quiet as a church mouse when it comes to, to any type of social media post. But when you get them to the side, it's sort of like members of Congress. They don't say anything that can make waves, but then you get them off to the side and they tell you how bad it is. That's what pros do with forward-facing sonar. And if we would get some type of, mutual agreement, and the pros out there on the Bass Pro Tour and the Bassmaster Elite Series would grow a pair and stand up and rail against them, we could get this taken away from the tournaments. No doubt in my mind. But right now, like I said, everybody is scared. They've effectively had their backbones removed by, different sponsors, the tournament organizations, the electronic companies out there. And until people get comfortable and get on board with the truth and doing the right thing and being the adult in the room, Bassmaster, just like what it said in that, comment there, they're going to die a death of 1,000 cuts. Because nobody wants this. This is terrible for the sport. There's nothing about it that benefits the sport, the sustainability of the sport, the tradition of the sport. All it is, when I hear somebody talking about forward-facing sonar, it's me, 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 me. What's in it for me? How's it going to help me catch more fish? It's a very selfish, self-centered, reality that's been brought into our fishing here. So anyway, if you get a chance, guys, go to check that. I'll link that video I did yesterday into the description, and you guys can go through there and read over 600 comments about this. Bassmaster needs to do it. All you guys that are in management of Bassmaster, you need to take note of this. This is not anything that you want to deny. And I'm just on the verge of figuring out how to set up a petition against this. And I'm going to use the format that I have of, I get 1.4 million views a month on my YouTube channels. So I'm going to use that format to try to get a petition against this that we can present to Bass down the road. I just have to figure out how to get that done. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. So we'll talk later. See you.